becomes a struggle of survival to get through these final laps.
9 car down the back straightaway almost caused a big wreck. He's got a problem.
Marcus Ambrose.
We're in that window, Larry.
We're well outside that window. I think the whole question is going to be, are these guys going to get off the racetrack?
Second place, Clint Bowyer. Kyle Busch on the right side of your screen. Jeff Gordon's got to tiptoe around here for 3.5 more laps.
And he is tiptoeing. He has slowed the pace down a little bit, but he still has a 2.5-second lead coming to 3 to go.
Yeah, they're not going to catch him unless he will.
And that's Eddie DeHaan, Jeff Gordon's
Leader at the line now.
And he has slowed his pace, Darrell, 1.2 seconds. If he runs that pace, he's only going to win this by a car length.
And if he has to pick it up, he can't pick it up. He has more in the bank, but there's no reason to abuse this race car right here.
Well, one thing about it, he's running up on a slow car here that's going to hinder his progress a little bit, but it's just not going to be enough time for these guys to catch up, I don't think.
The flag that he really wants to see first is that white flag, because we know we have a race then. Bowyer, I think Bowyer's got a problem, it looks like.
Yep, he does. Bowyer's...
Oh, round he goes. Jeff Gordon coming to 2 to go.
Caution.
Caution. We do not get to the white flag, at which the next flag would have ended the race.
We were on borrowed time. I mean, these guys left and right are having trouble.
The 9th caution flag flies for Clint Bowyer at lap 198.
What have we had today, Larry? 15, 16, 18 tires problems?
Oh, that's only the ones that we actually saw. I think we've had some that were flat when they got to pit road.
16 that we've recorded, Darrell.
So now what?
Well, green, white checker.
I know, but what are you going to do, Larry? You said you're going to get tires.
It's a gamble in my book for about everybody in the front half of the field, because we have 23 drivers on the lead lap. If I'm Jeff Gordon and Alan Gustafson, I'm going to stay out. It's a green, white checker, but I have to have enough friends to help me. That's going to be the gamble right there.
Larry, we already talked about how wide this track is, how easy it is to pass. Larry, how could you not take tires?
All I can tell you is I hope you stay out if I'm running second.
During this green flag run, here is the sequence of tires going down. First leader, Jimmy Johnson. Left front. Brad Keselowski trying to stretch it to the finish. Left rear, Marcus Ambrose. Left rear.
And when that one happened right there, that was huge. It was right in the middle of a bunch of cars. And then here we go with the Clint Bowyer, the last one, and he couldn't hold on to it. Spun around.
And that's what brought the caution out, so we'll have green, white checker.
The whole gamble would be of those 23 drivers, if any or if how many stays out. That's going to be the big key. And then, of course, these guys, if they stay out, then you're lurking with the problem. If you possibly are on the verge of a tire
problem. A tough 2 weeks. Destroyed a car at Bristol with a rear end housing problem. Wrecked a car here. Stayed on the lead lap and said, hey, we've got one chance for a great finish. This is it.
What if he could hold them off for one lap and we came by and got the white flag and they wrecked?
There are a lot of what-ifs in this sport,
He would win the race. So, yeah, I mean, it's another great, these 2 cars on the front row, great gamble.
Guys, this is going to be crazy. We've seen them go 3 and 4 wide, but we've got mixed strategies with no tires, 2 tires, 4 tires. Kyle Busch has been lightning fast on every restart. Check this out.
We are going to restart with 27 cars on the lead lap, and that is the most of the entire season. And the conclusion of a race.
Entire crowd is on their feet. I mean, not a soul sitting down.
68,000 grandstand seats, all of them sold for today's race. It was pronounced to sell out last night. Standing room only sold today. That's something Hollywood like. Checkered finish. If the leader takes the white flag, the 1 lap to go flag under green, the next flag ends the race.
Yeah, have we had a normal race this year? I can hardly remember one. Every week it's always something different.
We're not going to start now.
Well, we've talked about it the whole race. Restarts here at Auto Club Speedway, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the one thing with 2 tires now. You better just get those tires cleaned up good. You don't want to spin them.
Kurt Busch has fought his way to the front all day. He's threaded the needle on restarts. He's run 3 wide, 4 wide, whatever he's had to do. He's a former champion of this series. He got knocked off the top rung, had to fight his way back to a top team. He's there. He could be 2 laps away from his first win of the season. With Tony Stewart right behind him. Here we go.
And he tried to put the block.
Boy, they're bobbing and weaving going off into that corner down there. Turn 1.
Tony Stewart on the bottom, trying to take it from Kurt Busch.
Kurt Haas, 1-2 off turn 2. Drag race down the back. Advantage 41.
Kyle Busch third. Menard. Kyle Larson, the rookie, fifth. Stewart to the bottom again. Larson following suit. 2 veteran open wheelers on the inside against Kurt and Kyle, the Busch brothers.
Look at the rookie back here in the 42 car. I mean, he's watching this action.
And this is the same position Kyle Busch was in a year ago with Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano battling for the lead.
White flag. Landon Castle bounced off the wall, goes to pit road. Here we go.
Through the middle.
Kyle Busch looked at the middle, now looks to the
Here
bottom.
comes Larson off turn 2. Larson's got the run down the back.
Can he win 2 days in a row?
The rookie.
Can he battle Kyle Busch 2 days in a row?
He battled him yesterday and beat him.
Here he comes. Diving to the inside. Kyle took the block. He blocked him.
It's the Kyle and Kyle show off, turn 4.
How many times have we seen this? This is like 4 or 5 times these two guys have battled each other for the victory.
Busch the veteran, Larson the rookie, Kyle Busch wins California.
Woo, 2 years in a row for Kyle. Wow, so that little rookie guy, he is impressive. Wow.
Good job, buddy. Great job. I wish I would have been better trying to get man up to the
Dave Rogers to Kyle Busch.
Nice job.
Now, yesterday, Kyle Busch came to victory lane to congratulate Kyle Larson. It'll probably be the other way around today.
I think so. That is amazing.
And the 18 team in prayer. Let's go back to the restart. Landon Castle on worn tires up high.
It gets really interesting going into one down here. Watch these guys get, they're all trying to get in the same spot. Kyle goes down on the bottom, he gets blocked.
Jeff Gordon all the way down to the bottom.
And Jeff Gordon, I'm just looking at Jeff Gordon, he came home 13th.
Now on the back straightaway, last lap, Kyle Larson makes his move.
Right here is where he really had a great run going right here. He was able to slide up in front of Kurt Busch, and then he was able to jump over in front of Tony Stewart, and it was on from there.
Last year, Dale Jr. came from 18th to 2nd in 11 laps. Today, Kyle Larson came from 9th to 2nd in 2 laps.
We may be asked why Chip Ganassi put Kyle Larson at 21 years old in that 42 car. I don't think we need to ask that question no more.
Samantha Busch celebrates her husband's victory in California.
And that gamble that the 41 took, they came home 3rd. It was a great gamble.
Well, and add to that, Tony Stewart, he gets his 2nd consecutive top 5 finish.
When it comes down to a green-white checkered and that 18 car, Kyle Busch is anywhere near the front, adios.
And he extends the string. 5 different winners in 2014 in the Sprint Cup Series.
And Kyle said something yesterday that it impressed the heck out of me. After that race yesterday, that battle he had, the 3 of them. And he said, how do you feel? And he said, today the fans were the winners. Today the fans won. That's what this was all about.
And today, in front of a sellout crowd, I think the fans won again.
I think you're right.
Kyle Busch scores his 29th career Sprint Cup Series victory, and he'll head for victory lane.
Kyle Busch puts Toyota in victory lane, not too far from the Toyota home office as we welcome you to the Sprint Post Race Show. We are live from the Auto Club Speedway. For the 3rd time, Kyle has won this race. 29th career Sprint Cup victory, and he's only 28 years old. And March is his month. He marched to the front, getting past Kyle Larson, the rookie, his brother Kurt Busch, and Tony Stewart from Stewart House Racing. With Michael Walsh and Chris Myers, glad to have you watching with us. A record number of lead changes for this track and this race, 35. In the end, Kyle's celebrating, and our Steve Burns is down there.
his wife Samantha. Kyle, yesterday you said, oh, thank you. It feels good. Yesterday you said the fans won, but today you won. Tell us how you won this race.
I think the fans won today too, man. Holy cow. What do you expect when you get a green, white, checker finish and everybody's got to come down pit road and put 4 tires on? That right there is, that's a Days of Thunder thing right there, you know. It's, what do you mean? There's 2 laps to go. Everybody's going to pit, Cole. So, unbelievable day. I can't say enough about Interstate Batteries. Norm Miller, Scott Miller, everybody from Interstate. M&M's Peanut, Snickers, Double Mint, Toyota, of course. Awesome today to be here again in their hometown, and of course Sprint. Appreciate them being here and helping us with our sport. And Monster Energy done greater than this, keep the party going all night long, and of course the fans. Hopefully they're celebrating with us too.
Hey, can I borrow your towel for a second?
No, that's mine.
I just got a Christavoda. Thanks.
What a weekend for Kyle Larson. Now, I want to know, could you smell that victory? Here you are battling Kyle Busch again. Talk about those last couple of laps.
Yeah, I thought, you know, I wanted to start 8th and the 40 stayed out. We started 9th. I thought we were, you know, in trouble there, or at least not going to be able to get up to the front. And I don't know where everybody went, but I somehow ended up in 2nd there, and I was right on Kyle down the backstretch, and it went through my mind like, man, I might sweep the weekend here, but heck of a day for this Target Chevy. Shining, the guys made some good calls all day. We kept bouncing back and forth between being loose and tight, and then finally that last run we got good enough on the short run we could charge the front. So just hats off to everybody on this car, and man, what a weekend.
42 parts to C's, almost another win for Kyle Larson.
Tony Stewart's running position today looked a lot like a heart monitor. You spun, fell back to 43rd, fought your way back. Then you thought you might have had a spring issue like Vegas, and then what a run to the finish with your teammate. Walk us through that final restart.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know which lane he had been running in all day, and I didn't know what lane he wanted him, you know, as far as where he wanted to be when he got to turn 1. But I'm really proud of Chad Johnson, everybody in this Rush Truck Centers, Bass Pro, Mobile One Chevy. They just, you know, Chad did an awesome job all weekend, and our team did too. I mean, we had some bad pit stops at the beginning of it, and at the end when we needed it, the guys did a great job on pit road. And, you know, we had some problems early in the day and then just kept battling back, and about the last 50 laps we finally got the car pretty decent there. We just didn't have the track position to go with it. So, you know, it was sketchy not knowing what was going to happen with 2 versus 4, but I was glad Chad made the right call again 2 weeks in a row.
Some folks thought maybe you might have had an issue back and forth between yourself and Kurt Busch because of the blocking. He came over, you guys were high-fiving each other about a great day for the organization.
I don't think there was any blocking with us. I mean, we just,
I met with him.
well, that's what I'm saying. You know, I never got underneath him like I did Joey last year. I mean, he just was trying to keep me to where I was pushing. I was trying to find an open lane. So, you know, what he did was a little different. I was under Joey last year when he was running me down the racetrack. But, you know, I was glad that we had 2 SHR cars there in contention at the end there. And, you know, we hadn't been a top 5 car all day. So I'm really proud of these guys.
Back-to-back top 5 finishes for Tony Stewart.
Tony had won 2 of the previous 4 races here, Michael, but heartbreak.